She was a professional wrestler by day and a ruthless killer by night. Juana Barraza captivated audiences in the ring, but outside it, she was known as La Mataviejitas, the little old lady killer. How did a wrestler become a notorious serial killer? We'll uncover the story of Juana Barraza, delving into her crimes and the psychology behind them. Mexico City, a bustling metropolis, found itself gripped by fear. A string of murders terrorized its elderly population. The victims, all older women, seemed to have no connection. The killer blended in easily, someone no one would suspect. Whispers of La Mata Viejitas spread like wildfire. Fear hung heavy in the air, especially among the elderly. The police were under immense pressure to catch the culprit. The case became a race against time. Who was this elusive killer? Join us as we unravel the mystery of La Mata Viejitas. The streets were no longer safe for the elderly. Every clue was scrutinized. Every lead followed. The community mourned, united in their grief and fear. Determined to bring justice, the hunt for La Mata Viejitas intensified. As fear gripped Mexico City, the police were scrambling to find the elusive killer, La Mata Viejitas. The city was a maze of whispers and shadows, with the elderly population living in constant dread. Every unsolved murder heightened the tension, turning the metropolis into a cauldron of fear and suspicion. But while the city was engulfed in terror, Juana Barraza's life told a parallel story of pain and violence. Her childhood was a nightmare of poverty and neglect. Abandoned by her mother, she was left in the care of an alcoholic grandmother who traded her for 3 beers to a man who subjected her to horrific abuse. These early experiences etched deep scars into Barraza's psyche, shaping her into a person who would later become both a victim and a perpetrator of violence. As a young woman, Barraza found an escape in lucha libre, the vibrant world of Mexican wrestling. Adopting the persona of La Dama del Silencio, she became a formidable competitor, known for her strength and agility. Wrestling offered her a sanctuary, a place where she could transform her pain into power. But this world of physical combat also exposed her to a culture of aggression and brutality, further blurring the lines between her wrestling persona and her darker impulses. As the murders continued, the police faced immense pressure. They were racing against time to catch a killer who seemed to vanish into thin air after each crime. The elderly were particularly vulnerable, and their fear was palpable. The killer's ability to blend in made everyone a suspect, and the city was on edge. The police investigation finally began to bear fruit when they discovered a pattern. The killer often gained the trust of her victims by posing as a nurse or social worker. This revelation led to a breakthrough. The elusive La Mata Viejitas was none other than Juana Barraza, the seemingly unassuming wrestler. The unmasking of Barraza sent shockwaves through the city. How could a woman who had once been a symbol of strength and resilience become a ruthless killer? The answer lay in her twisted past and the horrific experiences that had shaped her life. The trauma she endured as a child had left her with a profound sense of anger and a desire for control, which she tragically sought through violence. As the city breathed a collective sigh of relief, the focus shifted to understanding the mind of this killer. What drove Barraza to commit such heinous acts? Psychologists and criminologists delved into her history, attempting to unravel the motives behind her crimes. They discovered a complex interplay of factors, including her traumatic childhood, the influence of wrestling, and a distorted sense of maternal instinct. Despite her arrest, Barraza's legacy of pain and fear lingered. The city and its people were left to grapple with the aftermath of her crimes. While justice had been served, the scars of her actions would remain for years to come. The story of La Mata Viejitas serves as a chilling reminder of the human capacity for darkness and the profound impact of a troubled past. Join us in the next chapter as we delve deeper into the motives and psychology of Juana Barraza and explore the legacy she left behind in the annals of crime history. The city, once vibrant, now carried the weight of her actions. Time seemed to stand still as the investigation unfolded. Each clue brought them closer to the truth, but also revealed the depth of Barraza's deception. The elderly, once again, felt a mix of relief and lingering fear. As the city began to heal, the story of La Mata Viejitas remained a haunting memory. Memorials were erected to honor the victims, and the community came together in solidarity. Experts continued to study Barraza's case, hoping to prevent future tragedies. The city, resilient as ever, began to rebuild its sense of security. The legacy of La Mata Viejita served as a reminder of the strength and unity of the community. Her story became a case study in criminology, teaching future generations about the complexities of human behavior. As the sun rose over Mexico City, the shadows of the past began to fade, and a new chapter of hope and resilience began. The story of Juana Barraza, La Mata Viejitas, remains a poignant reminder of the impact of a troubled past and the resilience of the human spirit. The witness's testimony linked La Dama del Silencio to the murder scene. Could this ordinary woman in lucha libre be the ruthless killer? Barraza's aggressive wrestling persona now had a sinister meaning. The revelation of a female wrestler as the suspect shocked everyone. Police had to reevaluate their approach, initially focused on male suspects. The profile of the Mata Viejitas began to come into focus, revealing a complex portrait. Witnesses described Barraza as unassuming, yet her presence at multiple crime scenes was undeniable. The media frenzy around the Mata Viejitas case intensified, with headlines screaming for justice. Detectives worked tirelessly, piecing together clues that pointed to Barraza. Barraza's arrest was a turning point, but the investigation was far from over. In court, Barraza maintained her innocence, but the evidence was overwhelming. The verdict was guilty, and Barraza was sentenced to life in prison. The Lady of Silence, unmasked and imprisoned, left a legacy of fear and intrigue. To understand Juana Barraza, we must delve into her psyche. What transformed this mother and wrestler into a ruthless predator? Forensic psychologists offer various theories. Some point to her traumatic childhood, arguing it fueled her rage. Others suggest her fascination with lucha libre desensitized her to violence. Still others speculate her crimes were driven by a need for power and control. Barraza's crimes were a chilling display of dominance over vulnerable victims. Her case remains a subject of intense psychological study. To truly grasp the depth of Barraza's transformation, we must look back at her early years. Born into poverty and neglect, Barraza's childhood was marred by abuse and abandonment. These early experiences left deep scars. Psychologists believe these traumas contributed to her later violent behavior. Wrestling offered her an escape, a way to channel her aggression, but it also desensitized her to violence. Her fascination with lucha libre became an integral part of her identity. Experts argue that this duality played a crucial role in her transformation. In court, she showed no remorse, her cold demeanor shocking many. Now, behind bars, she remains a subject of fascination. Criminologists continue to study her, hoping to understand what drives someone to such extremes. The mind of a killer is complex, filled with contradictions and mysteries. As time goes on, Barraza's story continues to captivate and horrify. Her case serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk within, and the questions it raises may never be fully answered. As we close this chapter, it's important to reflect on the broader implications of Juana Barraza's life and crimes. Her story is not just about the heinous acts she committed, but also about the societal issues that may have contributed to her descent into darkness. Understanding the underlying factors can provide insights into preventing such tragedies in the future. The tale of La Mata Viejitas serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of human nature. It challenges us to look beyond the surface and question the factors that drive individuals to commit such unfathomable acts. As we delve into these stories, we not only honor the victims by remembering their plight, but also strive to learn and grow as a society. Thank you for joining us on this journey on the double life of Juana Barraza, La Mata Viejitas. If you found this video intriguing, please like, comment, and share your thoughts on Juana Barraza's case. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.